Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Ann Powell with a look at your WJTS news. The Indiana State Department of Health has moved Du Bois County's weekly score to orange. However, the county will remain in the red advisory level requirements. The Du Bois County Health Department released a statement about the move on Wednesday afternoon. Whenever a county's metric or score rises to a higher color category, then that county is moved to a more restrictive advisory level. When a county meets that metric or score of a less restrictive color category, it must remain in the less restrictive color for at least 2 weeks in a row to be allowed to move down to a lower advisory level. For this reason, a county's advisory level can be different than its current weekly score. You can see these maps on the IDSH dashboard, selecting advisory level or weekly score from the filter drop-down box. Another Du Bois County resident has died from the novel coronavirus. The Indiana State Department of Health reported 12 newly confirmed cases and 1 additional death on Wednesday. That brings the countywide total of COVID-19 cases to 5,602 and 82 deaths since the pandemic began in March. The county's 7-day rolling average for all positive tests is now 9.6%. To see a breakdown of the county's COVID-19 cases by age group and for more information, visit coronavirus.in.gov. The best way to protect yourself and others around you is by practicing social distancing, washing your hands frequently with soap and water, and to wear a mask. Police in Vernon are searching for a vehicle involved in a hit and run. Police say someone struck the vehicle of Carlos Castillo between Monday evening and Tuesday morning, causing around $2,000 in damages. If you have any information about this incident, call the Vernon Police Department at 812-492-9111. Parts of our viewing area saw some accumulating snow on Wednesday, and even though it may have not amounted to much, it doesn't take a lot of snow or ice to cause some travel headaches. Indiana State Police Jasper Post PIO Sergeant David Henderson says that when snow falls, your speed needs to too. Ice can form anywhere on the roadway at any given time. He says what to do if you hit a patch of ice, and tells us it's important to not panic and do not hit your brakes. Instead, let the car come to a rest, call 911, and wait for help to arrive. If you do end up sliding off the roadway, Henderson says the best thing you can do is to stay in your car, call 911, and wait for the police to arrive. Whenever ice or snow is in the forecast, Henderson says you need to make sure you have extra travel time by leaving early. And remember, ice and snow, take it slow. The Lagodi Police Department is mourning the loss of one of its canines. Roxy passed away due to health issues on Monday. Captain Jason Hannett and Roxy became certified narcotics team in April of 2014 and worked together for over 6 years. Roxy was certified each year to locate methamphetamine, heroin, marijuana, and cocaine, and was deployed 175 times to search buildings, vehicles, schools in both Martin and Daviess counties, as well as luggage for the school trips. Roxy performed 14 demonstrations for the community and is responsible for 139 arrests. About 250 Indiana National Guard soldiers are expected to remain in Washington for about 2 more months after being sent there to help with security for President Joe Biden's inauguration. Governor Eric Holcomb authorized Indiana soldiers going to Washington on January 13th, as more than 25,000 troops from around the country were dispatched there following the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Indiana Guard officials said Tuesday that more than 400 of the Indiana soldiers arrived back in Indiana Monday night after assisting with crowd control and traffic. The soldiers remaining in Washington are scheduled to stay there until the end of March. Indiana saw a significant decrease in its unemployment rate last month. The state's jobless rate in December dropped to 4.3%, which is still below the national rate of 6.7%. Indiana's unemployment rate in November stood at 5.1%. Indiana's labor force had a net increase of 83,609 over the previous month. That was a result of a decrease of 23,903 unemployed residents and an increase of 107,512 employed residents. Indiana's total labor force, which includes both Hoosiers employed and those seeking employment, stands at 3.39 million. The state's 64.0% labor force participation rate remains above the national rate of 61.5%. A bill to fully fund K-12 Indiana public schools this year is advancing to the full Senate. State Representative Matt Hostetler co-authored the bill and said the pandemic has caused many traditional public schools to shift from in-person learning to remote learning. Under the current law, schools receive about 85% of tuition support per virtual student, which is defined as a child learning 50% or more of their instruction online. Many schools are qualifying for the lower funding because of the amount of classes online. The Indiana House of Representatives voted in support of the bill on Tuesday, and it now advances to the Senate for consideration. If passed, it would help mitigate requirements under the current law to allow K-12 schools to receive 100% funding for each student, whether they attended classes in person or virtually. The Naval Surface Warfare Center Cranes Division has announced its first female technical director. Dr. Angie Lewis will serve as the senior civilian at the command, which will consist of over 3,800 military and government civilians who provide the Navy with acquisition, engineering, and service engineering, and technical support for sensors, electronics, electronic warfare, and special warfare weapons. Dr. Lewis has over 30 years of experience, and she recently served as the business director of Corporate Operations Department Manager at NSWC. She was responsible for an integrated approach to investment and resource planning to ensure strong technical health and relevant capabilities are in place for the execution of electronic warfare and strategic systems. She earned her bachelor's degree and master's degree at Ball State University and her doctorate degree in management at Sullivan University. She also holds a public management certificate, School of Public and Environmental Affairs from Indiana University. Dr. Lewis says she's humbled to serve as the technical director. Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center is welcoming a new staff member. Dr. Anna Lamb was recently appointed to the active medical staff at Memorial Hospital. Dr. Lamb is the director of Memorial Hospital's Family Medicine Residency. She will also begin seeing patients at Memorial Health Family Medicine. Dr. Lamb received her Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree at Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine in Kirksville, Missouri. She completed a family medicine residency and a rotating internship at the Sisters of Charity Hospital in Buffalo, New York. In the past, she has served as a physician in emergency urgent care, hospital assist, and family medicine. Dr. Lamb has also served as a program director and as a director of medical education for family medicine residency at United Memorial Medical in New York, as well as in various leadership positions. She is board certified by the American Osteopathic Board of Family Medicine. The American Red Cross is urging people across the country to roll up their sleeves. The organization says that winter weather and seasonal illness impacts the blood supply every year, but the pandemic is posing an additional challenge to maintain an adequate blood supply for patients in need. And as a thank you to donors, the Red Cross is giving those who donate blood a $5 Amazon gift card. If you're interested in donating blood and would like to make an appointment, use the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. That's a 1-800-733-2767. Local blood drives will also take place at Dale United Methodist Church in Dale on February 1st from 3 to 7 p.m., Jasper Library on February 3rd from 1 to 6 p.m., Free Methodist Church in Washington on February 4th from 2 to 7 p.m., St. Raphael's Catholic Church in Du Bois on February 7th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., St. Mary's Church in Huntingburg on February 9th from 2 to 7 p.m., Berea Mennonite Church in Kennelburg on February 11th from 4 to 8 p.m., and at the Jasper Moose Lodge on February 15th from 1 to 7 p.m. And stay tuned, we'll take a look at your forecast with sports with Kurt Guxel, all here still to come on WJTS News.